Back in the early Victorian days, parents used to scare young children with the tale of a name of a man called the Tree Man to stop them from going to the woods. It told of a tall man with a white face that had black holes of eyes, and his eyes and mouth had lines carved into them in the style of stitches almost. His body resembled a tree with twisted and long limbs. The legend almost said that he watches you in the trees, meaning basically wherever you went in the woods, the trees would watch and listen. He could sense when children were in the woods and would abduct them by luring them in. His face also tended to appear in trees when you were wandering the woods. You would never see him moving, although he was almost there and watching you. Even if you ran away, he'd still be behind you. He would abduct young children, but no one ever knew what he did with them. He had the power to lure them into the woods as well, and also made the woods seem endless so they'd get lost. If you escaped him, you would grow ill and paranoid and see him watching everywhere until he finally got you. This is all according to folklore at least, and it did its job to keep the kids away from the woods. Well, I'm about to tell you a story that may change your opinion. Emily woke up in the middle of the night to discover her body moist. Her face was spread with a particular feeling mixture of cold sweat and warm tears. It took her almost a second to discover her mouth was open and emitting a shrill cry. She jerkily closed it like a rusted door and ran her fingers through her damp hair. She retreated to the corner of her bed to broaden her view to her whole room and flung her blankets over her shoulders. She scanned the objects obscured by darkness, cautiously searching for anything out of place. After she was certain her room was normal, she loosened her grip on her blanket slightly. Her view shifted to her open door. She always left it open to let the light from the hall before she went to bed. But with the whole house in darkness, it was pointless and was only an opportunity for an assailant to enter her room silently. She dared open her mouth a second to make a sound in case someone was at her house. Heard her, knew she was awake, and possibly knew they were there and killed her. She really was paranoid, but you can't fight primal instinct, right? She decided she would make some hot chocolate because she disliked tea and coffee. As she wandered down the dark hallway, she had the urge to run, but did not want to wake up her family. As she reached the end, she peered at the door. A chill ran down her spine. She had an awful urge to look through the keyhole, but decided against her intense curiosity. She continued on. After a cup of cocoa, she felt a lot better. She still didn't want to go to sleep though, so she decided she would maybe read a book or watch a DVD. She exited the kitchen, and then it hit her. The curiosity to look outside. This time she felt more confident inside, and considering where she lived, there would be a serial killer or a ghost, and ghost monsters don't exist. She crept over her doormat. Her feet felt cold wooden floor sank into a soft rug. She bent down slightly so that she was level with the door hand. She moved her head further until it was a keyhole. She closed one eye to look outside. She saw the woods were just outside her house beyond her driveway, but there was one tree out of place. Very out of place. In fact, it was right in her drive. It wasn't a tree.